Alright guys, so as you can see, Fortnite finally added moving zones. So we do have these two new items. The advanced storm controller creates a multi-phase storm, and then we have this advanced storm beacon, which is a customized advanced storm controller, which is this. So pretty much these are the settings. There's only 5 settings. This is pretty simple. The storm phases, if you put it to default, is 10 predetermined phases, which can be customized using the storm beacons. I prefer the custom because if you put it on default, you have to have 10 phases, you have to have 10 of these around the map. But if you put it to custom, then you can have as many as you want, which is, as it says, you can have up to 50 phases, so 50 different storms moving, which is a little overkill. But that's, of course, somebody's inviting me. But I put it to custom. That's what I prefer. The phase one is what you want the storm, the first phase, the first storm to even start. So you could put it at 200 meters, 300 meters, 400, or 500. It goes pretty high, 5,000. Most I don't know what the main storm is. The main storm is probably pretty high, but I'll probably just put it to 100. The delay time is the time before the storm even appears on the map, which is, or it depends on your map. If you're trying to do a zone wars, you probably want the storm to show up pretty quick, or give them a couple seconds. And then it's the starting phase is 1, which is this, or you could put it on whatever phase you want. I put it to 1 just to make it easier, like just go in order 1 through 5. That's what I did. And then the late phases moves. You want to put this on yes, because then the last 5 storms move. If you put this to no, then it's just basically the basic storm controller. It just shrinks its size till it's done. So that's what you want to do with those. And then this is basically the phases. You put like a bunch of these around the map, which I did behind. I will show you. As you can see, I put 4 down. But sorry, this is right here. This is phase 1, and you have an end radius. The end radius doesn't matter when you have this up. If you're going to be using it for the first phase doesn't matter. So you just put that to don't override. The wait time is how long you want the storm to wait before it starts to resize. The resize time is how long it takes to resize to that second phase. The damage is obviously what you want your damages. If you put it to some of these, I would actually recommend you put in a time, because if you put don't override, it's going to use the normal time that the storm uses, which is like 3 minutes. And then it's pretty much going to go in order. So if you want it just like the storms in the game, then you put it on don't override. But I recommend customizing this. The damage, most people put 10% if it's a storm wars. But I like that you can change it up so it's not always the same percentage. So you could put 5%, so it only ticks for 5. The movement behavior is how it moves. Don't override is basically just the regular way it moves. Move randomly, it'll just move randomly around until it gets to the second phase. I'm not a big fan of this. It depends on your map as well, because if your map doesn't have that much room, if it moves randomly, it might move outside of the zones. So I just prefer to move the beacon, which will move to the second beacon. And then the move distance and this, I don't mess with these. This is if you really want to get creative. You could take the time, how fast it can move, or the move distance minimum and the move distance maximum. I don't mess with these though. But alright guys, so I explained what these do, these two things right here. Now I set up a little arena just to test. So the store's gonna start here, it's gonna move there, here, and then to the end. Now as you can see, I do have the basic storm controller on top of this one, simply because this one only stops at 5M. It doesn't go all the way down to 0, which is, I don't know why they did that. So what you have to do is, if you want it to actually close, because I don't like when it sits here and then people just fighting, because then sometimes they just camp and don't fight really. So if you want it to actually close, which will push them to fight, you put this on top. You put the initial radius, whatever this radius is, which is 5. You put the end radius 0. This one doesn't, as you can see, it doesn't go to 0. So yeah, you put the end radius to 0. The wait time, you put it however long you want it to wait for it to start resizing, but if pretty much just like the end, so I put it 5 seconds just to make it quick. It'll take 30 seconds to resize, because that's the lowest you can go. The delay time is how long it'll take for your map to get from here to here. So adding all these up, they take 35 seconds each. It comes into 1 minute and 45 seconds, so I just put 2 minutes, so I'll give it 15 minutes before it even appear on the map. But that's what you'll do. It'll appear and then it'll close down to 0 seconds. I mean to 0 meters. But if you don't want it to fully close, then you could just delete that and then I'll just show you how it goes. So I'm gonna delete this just for the sake of this video, so that you can see how it looks on the map up there on the top right. And I'll start it right now. Alright, so as you can see, we start here. This is the initial storm, and as you can see, it makes you move. So 5 seconds, you'll start moving. It'll take 30 seconds to resize. This is just the moving aspect. This will be really good for Zone War. So now you don't need the sequencers in front of you, and that's good because I just finished my Tilted Tower Zone War map, so I'll use these instead of the sequencers, which would be 10 times better. So you just use these. It'll move around the map. You can set them to random, but I don't really like the randomness. I'd rather just move from beacon to beacon. So it just moves here. I'll show you the settings after. I should have showed you the settings before, but this is just showing you how it moves, so it does work. As you can see on the map, it does move forward. One thing I could point out is that when you do have that basic storm beacon to make it close fully, like I showed you just a little bit ago, the map won't show, like it won't show the moving storm. It'll just show the white line until you get to that point. But I don't know how to make this show the map, but as you can see on the top right, it is moving. This is the third phase, and then the final phase, which is over there. Alright, and then 5 more seconds, it'll resize again. I wish the resizing could be a little quicker, but 30 seconds I guess is not bad. I just wish they gave you more customized. Yeah, I wish they just let you customize it a little bit more. But I guess 30 seconds is fine. You don't want it to move too fast anyway. But yeah, you can make it as big as you want. I just made it small like this just for the sake of this video, just to show you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This quick. If you have any questions, just let me know down in the comment sections. And this is it. Now, as you can see, I put the timer to 5 seconds because for some reason it just keeps moving around. Like there's no end radius because it doesn't have an end time. That's why if you put the storm, it'll have an end time. It'll come here 5 seconds, and then 30 seconds it'll resize, and then it'll either kill them or they'll have to kill each other, which just forces them to fight pretty much. I'm not sure why they didn't make this fully closed. Maybe they'll add it, maybe they won't. If they don't, just do what I just showed you, but your mini map won't show the storm moving around. But that's all. I'll just show you the settings I use for those beacons. Alright, so these are the settings I use just for these. Obviously you have to change it around for your map, but for the basic storm, for the advanced storm controller, I put it to default. Like I said in the thing, I don't really like I put it to customs. It was on default, but yeah. Oh, that's why it was moving. Okay, if you put this to default, like I'll just show you over there, it keeps moving. This keeps moving all around, like it keeps moving back and forth to the phases until it gets to 10. I didn't know that was on default. Put it on customs, and then it'll stay there, but it won't fully close. It'll stay there though. So that's one thing. The start radius is whatever your start radius is. If you have a bigger map that's more like an actual storm, then you want to use the basic storms before you use these. So then the delay time before it appears and stuff, it will be much higher than 5 seconds. But if you're doing a zone wars, most likely you want the storm to move off rip, so the first storm move. But that's what you do. The delay time is 5 seconds, and then the starting time is 1. Late phase move, like I said, leave it to yes. If you put no, then it's just gonna be a basic storm, so it kind of defeats the purpose. For this is the first phase. For the end radius, for the first phase, you don't want the end radius. You just put don't override because this controls it. The wait time is 5 seconds, 30 seconds to resize. That's just the settings I use for this. Everything else you pretty much put don't override. This is moved to beacon. If you set this to, as you can see, look, there's a ring around. If you set this to move randomly, there's no ring, as you can see. It's just gonna show this ring. Oh, it's pretty much gonna show this ring, which is the one you see now, and then this ring is gonna spawn anywhere within this circle. So that's pretty much how that goes. That's why I prefer to just put it to move the beacon, so it moves from beacon to beacon, as you can see. So move from here to there, and then these are the settings for this one. 2. The end radius is 20 meters, 5 seconds, 30 seconds. Don't override. I don't mess with these. If you really want to customize it, that's what you can really mess with these, but I feel like that's not really necessary. unless you have a specific map that might need that. But movement behavior is always move the beacon, so just move from there to there. It's just easier to control it that way. Unless you really want to, like Enigma, he'll probably do like some crazy stuff because he's really good with that. Or all them other people. Oh, and also Permit, I believe that's how you say his name. He's pretty good with these things. But that's it. These are the things you want the radiuses to be. Oh, also yeah, if you want these radiuses, as you can see, the end the end radius is 10 meters. If you want it to expand, like this is going to get smaller as it goes. As you see, it's getting smaller. If you want it to get bigger, you'll make this radius like 20, and then you'll make this 50. So it'll go from here, it'll move to there, and it'll get bigger. So that's how you fix that. But that's all, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. If you have any questions or anything I didn't explain, because I am terrible at explaining stuff, just let me know in the comment section below, and I'll try to help you more. But that's all. Also, if you want me to help you with your map or something, just let me know. I could try to help. But that's the video, guys. I'm out. Peace.